everybody. It's me, Stella Wild. Thanks for stopping by for your November 2018 tarot and energy scopes, I guess we can call them. A few announcements before we get into your monthly. First of all, please subscribe and hit the bell icon if you haven't already done so that you are notified as soon as I post new videos. I do post also a weekly video. Sometimes I do all the signs, sometimes I just do it by element, but you definitely want to check those out. Two other quick things. I have launched a Jupiter in Sagittarius luck and opportunity forecast. It goes sign by sign by the astrological houses, so you know exactly how Jupiter is affecting your sun sign, your rising sign, your moon sign, and your Venus sign. You get all 12 signs for one price. I will put the link in the description. Jupiter enters Sagittarius in November, on November 8th, so you might want to check out that offering. It's over 6 hours of videos. Yeah, 6 hours. And the other thing is that I am running a Halloween reading special. There's only a limited number of those. They're a 20-minute deep dive into one issue, one particular question, one particular issue in your life, because it's only 20 minutes. And I'm the type of person, you probably know if you've been watching my videos the last couple of months, I'd rather go, 1 inch wide and 1 mile deep into a topic than, into all different things. So anyway, if that's of interest to you, I will leave the link in the description. And as always, I really appreciate all of your comments, all of your likes, all of your shares. It really helps me grow my channel and help more people with the intuitive messages that I have to share. So thank you very much. And now let's get into your monthlies. See you on the other side. Hey Aries, it's Stella Wild. Let's get into your November 2018 reading. I am using the 2 decks by John Holland. The first deck is the Psychic Tarot. The second deck is the Spirit Messages. And I'm just feeling really called to these cards for some reason this month. I don't know why. I haven't used them in a while, but I'm just feeling them. And I'm also feeling a Celtic Cross spread for everybody this month. So that is what I am doing as well. So I did shuffle the cards. I did lay them out already because I had a glitch with the camera, and actually I had started the reading and then the camera, the cat did something. So I did shuffle and I will show you the cards, and let me start again. Okay, so this is a very interesting month for you for November, Aries. Please watch my October 28th weekly if you haven't already done so, because the card that came up for you was the card of the Tomb. And I talked about how you really have felt like you needed a new vision for your life, that you've been caught, Aries, in this very dark place for a while. I would say probably for about 9 months, about most of the year, that you have been, kind of squirreled away. And what happened to Aries, But some interesting things have been going on in the world of Mr. or Ms. Aries. So let's talk about that. And the November energy is so fantastic. It's so awesome. So wait till you see. All right. So we start the reading out with this 9 of Swords upside down, the suffering in silence. So this, like I said, this ties in with that weekly that I did. So you've got to check that out. But this is upside down. So you are starting to come out of it. You're really feeling, I think for a lot of Aries, that the mid to late October period, you started feeling a little bit of a regeneration coming out of the energies of the summer and all the eclipses and the retrogrades. Because in your recent past, you have the fertility. So you've been coming out of this period of reevaluating and healing, and as a result, you have had an increased fertility. You've had an increase in your creativity, your productivity, the things you want to start manifesting for yourself. And it's all because you've been spending a lot of time, this is the card in your home, in your home environment, a lot of time alone and getting to know yourself better and what it is you really do want to create, right? That you really do want to create this new vision for yourself. The other card that's here that's influencing your outcome is the emotional withdrawal, the Eight of Cups upside down. So you've been dealing, I look at this thing here, you've been dealing with shadow material, the things in yourself that you don't always like to look at, but you've been dealing with it. And that's why as we come into November, you're starting to come out of that. That healing has been going on. And because the healing's been going on and because you've been spending time in solitude, and I do think that will continue for a lot of November, but not it's not a bad thing. It's actually very good because you've got your mojo back, Aries. You've got your creative mojo back. In November, you have, look at this gorgeous card. You have the Magician and you have the Patience and Planning, the Seven of Coins. Because you've been doing the work on yourself, because you have been dealing with this shadow material, because you have been dealing with all the ways that you have been hurt by other people, there is an increased fertility that you're starting to feel. Like I said, you're feeling in October and the beginning of November, you're really sensing this new life in you that you want to bring forth, new ideas, new projects, a new vision for your life. And I mean, just look at these two cards. The egg of a new idea coming down, into his crown chakra. Look, her heart chakra lit up. She is here receiving all sorts of bounty from the universe and creating all sorts of bounty. But look at these two cards. She is aligned with her head and her heart, and as such can create. He is getting downloads from the mystical universe. Like, it's just amazing. It's amazing energy, Aries. And I feel as though a lot of Aries have had some very interesting lessons for 2018. And Aries did grow up in certain ways in 2018. And Aries now understand to an even greater degree that, yes, sometimes you can have instant manifestation, but sometimes the best things happen more slowly with patience and planning. That maybe the initial ideas come in kind of fast and furious, but then to manifest those, to bring them to life, a more solid foundation is built on patience and planning. So Aries, you have wonderful energy at the start of November to take these new ideas that you're getting, these downloads from the universe, and this increased sense of what you want to create, and start making your plans. Continue with your plans. Continue honoring the patience that you do now have as a result of working on yourself, understanding that it does require a little patience to get those things rolling. But in your heart, I'll get to your near future in a moment. In your heart, you have such a beautiful card, Aries. You have your crown chakra card. I mean, look at the gorgeous colors on this card. Your heart is so aligned, Aries, with what you want to manifest for yourself spiritually. It's all about this spiritual truth, this spiritual expansion, speaking your truth, walking your talk, all of those things, which is very understandable with Jupiter heading into Sagittarius, your 9th house, as of November 8th. And if you want to know more about that, check out my Jupiter and Sagittarius Luck and Opportunity Forecast. I will leave the link in the description. It is all about your spiritual growth and these downloads. I mean, really, it's downloads that you are getting from the universe, Aries, to manifest material and spiritual prosperity. Both of those things, because you have that card as your outcome. So sometimes, like, I think part of the shadow work you may have been doing on yourself, Aries, or you will be even further kind of reconciling this month, is that sometimes we think that, if you're truly spiritual, you can't be materially prosperous. And if you're materially prosperous, then you're a deadbeat spiritually. And that's, not the case. The two can coexist. And I think that's some shadow material you're finally letting go of, Aries, because you do have a beautiful card about material and spiritual prosperity for your outcome. So you're working through the final little blips of that Aries, but your heart is so aligned with this new vision you want to create for yourself and that you want to share with other people. And the universe is supporting you in that big time with bringing in November all sorts of downloads. Please keep a notebook with you. Please, when you wake up in the morning after your dreams, write stuff down so you don't forget, because the ideas are going to be popping for you. Now, what's interesting in the near future in November, I do feel there will be one situation to deal with a partnership and alliance. This is upside down. This is the Three of Wands upside down. So there could be a blip, a bit of a delay in terms of, the Three of Wands is usually about manifesting, business stuff. The guy's ships are coming in. So that's why I feel, because your outcome cards are so beautiful, I do feel it's going to be more the end of November when that material prosperity starts kicking in to a greater degree. But it is coming. So I feel like this card, though, for me, when I saw this is much more about a relationship that has really run its course for you, Aries. Now, I don't feel this is romantic because these cards here are not about romance this month. This is about your purpose. This is about your life vision. This is about you manifesting greater prosperity for yourself. So that we don't really have love cards going on here. This to me is more of a friendship. This is a frenemy situation. This is somebody who is jealous of you. This is somebody who probably is in the same industry as you. And this person is really not supportive of what you're doing, and you're going to find that out. And I think they have been feeling somewhat neglected by you, Aries, because you have been on your own, and you've been on your own working and studying. It's not like you've been like, well, you don't have to justify why you've been alone, but you've been very productive. But this person, as I said, the hands are upside down. It's like they're coming apart. This is a frenemy. This person is not, they may be nice to your face, but it's time to let them go. And I think that you will see that in November. I think that by the end of November, your spiritual prosperity, new opportunities that are coming to you, they are going to be, I don't want to tell you what to do because it's your own life. Do what you want. I wouldn't even tell them if it was me. Don't even tell them what's going on, the good fortune, because they're just going to throw some negative juju at it. So this is, I feel like there's, in the near future, at some point in November, there's probably a friendship or a colleague situation, a friend that you had at work, and you're going to have to really just let it go. Let it fizzle, let it, I'm not seeing like there's a big fight here or anything like that, a big drama, it's just a natural parting of the ways. People are on different spiritual paths. That's what I feel. You're on a real spiritual path. You have had a huge spiritual growth spurt, shall we say, Aries, and this other person is going in a different direction, and that's fine for them. That's fine. That's fine, but they're not going to continue on the journey with you because the energy's not aligned. All right, now it's interesting. Your hope and your fear, hope slash fear, is the Eight of Swords upside down. So it's upside down. So it's interesting. You have a lot of eights and a lot of nines in this reading. So you're coming to this end of this cycle, this end of this kind of being in a hermit mode, being in trying to, figure out your next move, where you want to go, what you want to do, what you want to create. And because for a lot of Aries, they've been kind of in the dark. They've been in exile, in the dark. They've been doing work on themselves, but they may not have gotten a lot of feedback from the outside world that they were on the right track. They may not have even gotten a lot of spiritual feedback that they were on the right track. They're just kind of, blindly going forward. And so, there's been a level of being stuck that a lot of Aries have felt. And as a result, you've been hoping for a change, Aries. You've been wanting a change. You've been working toward a change by working on yourself. But now that the change is here this November, you're kind of like, can I trust this change? Is it really happening now? So, Aries, you may even feel a little nervous because Aries are never afraid. Aries are not afraid, or if they are afraid, they will never tell you. Okay? So you may be a little nervous about finally moving forward because there just hasn't been that much forward movement this year. As we know, we've had so many retrogrades, eclipses, this, that, the other thing. You just feel like you're sort of on a track and then boom, you get thrown off, and then you got to deal with that problem, and it's like you were moving forward, but look what happened now. So there is this level of, can I trust in November that things are moving forward? And yes, you can. You can. November is your month, Aries, where it is coming together for you. It is coming together. These cards you have for your outcome are so freaking fantastic. Okay, first of all, we have the Six of Coins, material and spiritual prosperity, followed by movement, choices, and decisions, followed by material harvest. And again, look at the crown chakra here, Aries. Look at the crown chakra. It is really about the doorway opening and listening and inviting in and listening to your spiritual guides, to your higher self. With all this energy also in Scorpio for the month of November, which is your 8th house of, the psychic world, shall we say. Again, you just have this enormous potential to access spiritual guidance from behind the veil that can really, really help you in moving forward with your projects. I mean, look at this beautiful card. This person surveying the road ahead of them. There is now a road ahead of you, Aries. You have a very clear pathway. And look at the light. Now, I don't know if you can interpret this as the sun or the moon. The light shining there upon you that you're looking at. And this road clear ahead of you. And look at the fountain. This is also, water is about being connected emotionally. So because you've done the work on yourself, you now can see a clearer way forward. Your path is lit ahead of you. This is in stark contrast to feeling like you're stuck in a tomb, feeling like you've been, suffering in silence. You will have another offer coming in to you, Aries. I feel like you're going to have two potentials by the end of November. They are probably both connected somehow with the past because Mercury's going retrograde November 16th. So there will be things coming from the past. You can see this is like doorways. This reminds me of that old TV show, Let's Make a Deal. Of course, you're all too young to remember that show. But that was like, do you choose door number 1? Door number 2, door number 3. Which door do you choose? Which prize behind the door are you going to get? You don't always know, right? But also these are connected to the chakras. So do you want to head down, a communicative path, a heart path, a root chakra, path, a sacral, solar plexus path or sacral path. So connected with your chakras, Aries. So 2 projects, 2 offers coming from the past. They will be good though. At least one of them will. I think one may have to be saved for next year, but I think there's definitely one that will be very viable for December, because we end with this beautiful card, Material Harvest. There is going to be an up-leveling in your finances by the end of November, Aries, because you've done the spiritual work. And whatever this offer is, you're going to approach it from this newly empowered sense of yourself and what you really are able and willing to do, not just from a skills standpoint, but from a spiritual standpoint. We all, of course, we need money to survive, of course. But for you, Aries, right now, the things that you have been through lately, that you have, you've been going through in this reevaluation, the money's important, but that's not the prime consideration for you, Aries. The prime consideration is that there is a spiritual element there, that you are nurturing your soul in what you are doing for your financial gain. That is really what you've been kind of dealing with for a lot of this year, that you have to have that element there, that satisfaction, that spiritual satisfaction, that soul satisfaction. Otherwise, it's not going to work for you anymore. It's not going to work for you. Okay, let's wrap this up and let's draw a spirit message card from John Holland. It's going to be a good month. It's going to be very interesting. But just be patient and know there's that little bit of friendship blip that's going to be there. You still will be having time on your own, but it will be to very good effect. Take a moment. Look again with the crown chakra and the butterflies. Look at her head with the butterflies. I'm telling you, you're totally transforming your spirituality. Butterflies, transformation. Take a moment. Stop. Now is not the time to rush into the decision you're about to make. Okay, this is a very important message. Before this important decision is made, take a moment to pause and quiet your mind so that you can ask your soul for guidance before you act or move forward. This is so tied in with our behind what door, what prize are you going to choose? This is, you are going to have a decision to make, Aries. You are going to have a decision. There will be an offer. Probably some sort of money-making offer. But it could be something else as well, because, we have all the different things represented by this card. But this is really about not rushing. As you've learned this year, as I said, this patience and planning, very important. And ask your soul for guidance before you act or move forward. It must be aligned with your heart, as I said before. Okay. Very awesome month for you, Aries. I so look forward to hearing how it all plays out for you. Please like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. I will see you in December. I hope you have a great month, Aries. Bye-bye. Still alive.